What is up, everybody? Bleeding Blue Podcast, episode 92. We are back at it to discuss some Leafs, Blue Jays, and of course, our top five list, or top five ranking, as we will get into at the end of this podcast, which you will very much be interested in. But we are back at it. We are here, sadly, to discuss the end of an era, another another era. It's like the third end of an era for
No,
this
I think
team.
this is the end of an era. I think
You
this
think
is
so?
the end. Oh,
I feel like last
uh,
year was a big end, like
well,
transition.
it's definitely the end of the Shanahan era because we'll go into that, but he's done as the Leafs president. Yeah, president, Leafs president, and thankfully, I'm very happy about that because I think he was one of the roots of the problems. He was definitely one of them. So
I mean,
that takes him off the board.
I really don't think he had. Personally, I'll say I disagree with that. I really don't think he has that much of an effect as we might think he does. Yes, he is the president and he gets to make those decisions, but I mean, in reality, it's the players that need to fucking step up. We saw what happened in that final round, in that last round that we played against Florida. I genuinely just Florida is just a better team. That's how you can put it as well. They are just a better team. They have the recipe and the building blocks to be a playoff winning team that wins cups like they did last year. And it will, by the looks of it, they're probably going to be in the Stanley Cup Finals for the third year in a row. Um, and good on them for that because they built a team with a low payroll and a under the radar type team. They've made good picks and they've signed good players and they've turned out to be great. Part of some of that is luck, and some of that is just having a good front office and having players that maybe just want to win more than others. And I think that is an aspect of it. I think those are all aspects of why they just are a better team. And I think you can agree with me on that for the most part.
Yeah.
It's a tough look for the Leafs. They got farther than they did last year, and it's not as bad. It doesn't. For me, it doesn't hurt as much as we it did last year because at least they came into the series and made it more competitive than any of the other three series that were being played at this time. You know, this is the only one that went to 7 games, and against the best team in probably this entire playoff series. So, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on the fact that Florida is the better team. That is true. Um, I think we were very lucky to go 7 games with them. I think those 2 games that we won at home were complete luck, no doubt in my mind.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah, I think, Florida was just not expecting Toronto to go out all out in the first 2 games and go strong offensively. I think that was a shock to them. That's why they lost the first 2 games. They were down on themselves and didn't realize that, oh shit, okay, Toronto actually might have a chance at beating us. And then all of a sudden Florida turned it on. So I think, this Toronto team is definitely the best we've had out of the Matthews, Marner, Nylander, whatever you want to call it, era. And frankly, I'm proud of the team, but it could be better. Obviously, it could be better, and just they just couldn't get it done. It's just there's something wrong with some of the players that are not prepared to play in the playoffs. Um, there's definitely going to be some changes because a lot of players on this team are going into free agency, and I highly doubt Marner will be re-signed. Um, I highly doubt, some of the other guys who are lower on the team, like, Holmberg and Robertson and all those guys who are going into free agency, they'll be coming back. It's going to be a different looking team next year, but that also frees up, new things, new looking team, maybe new culture in the locker room. Clearly Berube was not the problem. I think
No,
he
no, he was not at all.
definitely helped this team
He's the opposite of the
a
problem.
lot.
He's
Yeah, he
the
definitely
one
helped this team a
person.
lot.
Yeah. He's the one
He was
person
de
that has helped this team to where they got. I 100% think that. He's a voice of reason. He's somebody that the players look up to and look at and see, okay, I want to fucking do good. I don't want to be on his bad side, you know?
Yeah, he was great. I think he was great for us, and I think we all knew that going into this season. Um, I think Brad Treliving, I think, is staying. He should stay because I don't think he was the problem either. I think he did a good job bringing in players that helped this team for sure. I think the defensive side was helpful. I think Tanev was really good. I thought Ekman Larson was very good. These signings in the trade deadline with Carlo, I thought was really good. Um, Scott Lawton, on the other hand, was kind of questionable. He didn't really do much for this team other than playing defense, and uh, he was kind of oblivious in the playoffs, if you ask me. But other than that, I thought this team was pretty shit. We just got to make some changes in the offseason, which I for sure think will happen, and move on from there. So other than that, I just think I think we gotta get someone new, someone who is in free agency. For example, Brad Marchand is going to free agency after this year, which could be interesting. Um, with the Marner contract expiring and most likely going, um, frees up a lot of cap space, which means new players, new big players who are heading into free agency, which there's a lot of. So, you know, people like Sam Bennett, for example, who's going into free agency next year could be an option. Brad Marchand, like I mentioned, could be an option. A lot of players who are good playoff players who the Leafs need to be considered for the offseason. And I think that would be great. Obviously, helpful for this team, and they need a push. They need a push to get past that hump that they seem to can't get over. Um, Again, recently, I think just today they were at the golf course already. 3 days after, not even basically, a couple days after they get eliminated, they're already at the golf course playing. There was a group of like 8 of them, I think, at the pulpit, which is actually near my house, which is pretty funny. In the clubhouse eating together, which is
You
pretty
see them?
crazy. What's that?
Did you see them?
No, no, this isn't the golf course I work at, but
Oh.
no, it's yeah, they're already golfing. It's like what. Meanwhile, Nylander is over in Romania playing for Sweden at the World Championships, which shows that he wants to keep playing and win. So that's great to see from Nylander. I thought he was one of the players that actually cared on that team and performed well in that second round. We can keep bashing Matthews and Marner for how they played in the second round, but we've already discussed this multiple times on the podcast with their struggles. So we don't really need to keep going there, but it's just
I,
it's
I honestly think it's a little bit of an overreaction, though. Like, it
mhm.
look at Matthews and Marner, like in the playoff. Like, if you look at like the second round, like the all the players in terms of points, it's like they're fourth and fifth in that entire uh second round, like out of all the teams that played there in terms of points and like all up to that point, like they were performing maybe not as I think we compare them too much to say Draisaitl and McDavid, who are literally insane. And I think that's sometimes unfair to compare them to those guys because they're just not those guys. They're not McDavid or they're not Draisaitl. Those guys are just they're better and they put up better numbers in the regular season and in the postseason. So I think it's a little bit hard of us to bash, and I've seen this in the media because I keep seeing like there's a lot of pressure on this team, and that was something that was interesting that came up is there's so much pressure that these players go through. especially being under the lights in Toronto that they have to deal with, and then that plays a factor into I think their performance in possibly a negative way. And
Yeah.
it's not just the fans that do that; it's the media too. The media is fucking horrible on the Leafs. We all know this. They're ridiculous. But I
Toronto media is just a shithole
yeah.
in general. Like they just bash their players so much, and it like there's been a
You
lot
know
of
the Phil Kessel
I
incident.
actually heard
Yeah.
that you know Marner's address was leaked apparently,
Ugh.
and like people were throwing shit at his house and like like just shit like that, and
What do you think
like
about
it
what do
just
you think
goes over
about
the line.
the jerseys being thrown on the ice?
I mean, yeah, I understand both sides of like, it being a bad thing
It's
for
frustrating. It's a
it
bad
is.
way to
Yes,
go
it's
at.
frustrating because, the fans want to see good production on the ice. It's understandable, but sorry, on the other side, it's horrible to see, these idiots who decide to do that. It doesn't seem like they're real fans. You know what I mean? It doesn't, go
No.
for it doesn't
It's
show a
passionate.
good image. It doesn't show
Yeah.
a good image on us as also as Leaf fans. You know what I mean? Who support the team, seeing other people
Yeah.
doing this. It doesn't look good on us. Even though,
No, it's not
we
a good
don't do
look.
those things, it's not a good look. Yeah, exactly.
It's also
So
tough seeing the team lose 6-1. It's a lose-lose situation
back to
here.
back to back home games.
Yeah.
6-1. We
That was really
basically laid
bad.
an
It
egg.
was really bad.
Both home games.
I think it's just the fluctuation that we have to deal with, but like, at least we're not like at least we're not like Washington, who had this insane season this year, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden it goes down the drain so easily to such a media, like boring fucking team in Carolina. Like in what was it, 4-1 they won, like they lost. And then like you could even say the same thing about Winnipeg. Winnipeg's a whole different story right there because they have that crazy win in Game 7 against St. Louis, and then a very mediocre playoff run in the second round. And then even Vegas is another thing. It's like, it'd be tough to be like fans of these teams and having to deal with that. And then, it just isn't fun to lose. That's the thing. And it's not fun to lose. And the Leafs have been at the fault uh at the front of a lot of losses in the past year and a lot of early ends to their season. So it's really frustrating for the fans. It's built up over a what's the word? Culmination of years. So it sucks. I'm upset,
Yeah.
but I mean, like,
I mean,
you
everyone
do.
should be upset. I going into game seven, like, yeah, this is not going to end well. I knew going into it they would lose in seven. If they went to seven, they'd lose, despite being at home. It doesn't matter. This is just how the culture is in this town.
All right. Well, just think for a second what it'd be like if we did win Game 7. How insane
It
would
would
that
be
be?
great, but we say that every year. So I don't need to describe my feelings about how good it would feel because I already know that thought in my head. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
need to fucking say, "Oh, well, imagine if we'd be watching this Leaf game right now. We would not be filming a podcast about, Shanahan being fired or uh Marner not, you know, Marner not having struggles with, staying here in his hometown. 100 point player and we want him out of our team. You know, shit like this is not good. But maybe something has to change. You know what I mean? This has been like this for 8 years and nothing's happened. So something has to happen. You know what I
Well,
mean? Something has to
what,
something has to go down in the off season.
no matter what, if we lose out on if we lose out on Marner, then we're going to get sorry, if we lose out on Marner, then I still think that we're going to end up getting a solid free agent this year.
Hmm.
They're not as big, they're not as good as the ones next year after the 2026 season. Like that, you got McDavid, McCarr, you got like a bunch of great free agents that year. But I think there's Brock Besser is an option. I don't want him really. I'd really like Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett because those two are fucking playoff dogs and just all around solid players. Give Marchand like a 3 year deal. You know, I know he likes playing against the Leafs. Now imagine being on the Leafs and getting, that probably means like there's a couple wins right there if we get Marchand on our team
I
because
would
of
love
all
it.
the
I would love it. I
yeah.
would love it. As much as I hate the guy, he's a great player.
Nice.
You know
Dude,
what I
how
mean?
awesome was it when he was on Team Canada? Like
Oh, it was great. It was so fun. He's gonna be on the Olympic team. I
yeah.
have a unless he's injured, I have no doubts that he's gonna be playing on that team.
Like
And
everybody who
we're
plays
gonna
on
love him.
yeah, everyone who plays with him loves him. Like such a he's a team player. But
Yeah.
playing against him, it's like the reason we all know this. This is the Brad Marchand like tale. It's like you fucking hate playing against him, and it's because he's so fucking good and just finds a way to get these scrappy fucking goals. He's a scrappy little player, and he does dirty fucking things. But you need those guys on your team. You absolutely need those
Yeah.
guys on your team. Um, you
Yeah, and he
know,
can
I'll
score
say,
too. He can score.
yeah, I know,
He can make plays on the ice. He's not just a little idiot that can get in your head. He's not
yeah.
a fourth liner. He can produce points for you,
I'll say the only guy
which is
I'm
why he's
happy.
so good, and that's why he's a Hall of Famer. Well,
Yeah.
he's going to be.
Yep.
No doubt he isn't.
But I'll say this though, the one guy that I am excited to see next year, and I'm happy that we locked him up for what is it, 4 years, something like that. One guy who really only performed really well in the second round, Max Domi. I thought he was great, honestly. I thought he's the only guy that I noticed that actually fucking looked like he gave a shit and was trying to put up numbers and trying to help out the team, especially got that goal, 3-1, and then obviously that was taken away right away. They come back and score in game seven, as we saw. But yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I think he's another example of one of those guys that's scrappy and actually not a horrible player too. But yeah. Um. All right. Anything else you have to add? Brendan Shanahan. He wasn't fired. It's more like him and the Leafs just
He just
they
didn't want to
parted
stay,
ways.
basically.
Yeah. Not. I don't really care, but yeah. Um. I think that we're more likely. I have a question. Who do you think we're more likely to re-sign? Tavares or Marner?
Tavares.
Yeah.
Because they know Tavares is at the end of his career, so they know he's gonna take less money. I don't see him going anywhere else.
Yeah.
Playing for another
You
team.
already have this relationship
He's already
built.
settled. Yeah, we already had this conversation. He's already settled at home. Hometown guy, similar to Marner, but I think Marner's young enough that he can, make his own path somewhere else other than Toronto. On a team like, um,
Oh, I know.
okay,
Colorado.
that would be interesting. That would be an interesting look. I would like that for him. Um,
I can see that because they don't have Rantanen. They lost big guy in Rantanen, and Rantanen isn't is a better player than Marner is, and you can get him on a cheaper deal.
yeah, and I saw a thing that made me really mad. Um, thinking about, the Leafs potentially signing Ranson or trading him at the trading for him at the trade deadline. Um, that there was like someone said, why can't the Leafs get a Kawhi Leonard type of player? And Rantanen is the perfect example of a Kawhi Leonard
I know
player.
because we would have been in the
Because
fucking we
we're watching these playoffs right now,
dude, we would have been in
and
the next
he
round.
is lighting it up right now.
We
Just
would
the
have been in the
thought
next
of,
round. We 100% would have been in the
I don't know about that, but I think we definitely would have been better on offense. I don't know. That's just my thoughts, but I think
What
I
does he
think
have? He had
Granson
two
is
hat
the
tricks in a row.
yeah, he had back-to-back games with a hat trick against Colorado, against his former team. Actually, no, it wasn't back. It was game 7 of that series and then game 1
That was crazy.
against
Yeah.
Winnipeg. Yeah, that Winnipeg series was kind of I knew from the start that Winnipeg didn't really have a chance. Game 5, like the games that Winnipeg won, I thought they showed a lot of heart. I thought they played really good, but the other games they were basically out of it, other than game
They're just not a
6.
good. They're just not.
No, they don't have as much depth as Dallas does. And game 1 of Edmonton Dallas, which has already started. I guess we can do our predictions now because we didn't post on Instagram yet. But I think game 1 showed, that Dallas just is really strong on all parts. They have Ottinger, they have a really strong defense with Heiskanen and I'm trying to think of other people who are on that defensive side. Uh, Shit. Lindell. Yes, a Lindell. They have those guys on defense, and then obviously they probably have the best depth in forwards out of anyone in the league, other than maybe Florida. But they're just strong. They're just strong. And when Skinner doesn't play well, he's gonna get exposed. When he plays good, Edmonton's great. But as long as Edmonton is strong defensively, they can win the series. But when Dallas is on their game, it's nearly impossible to beat them.
Yeah.
So I think I hope Edmonton wins for the sake of a Canadian team winning a cup. I would like to see that, and more importantly, McDavid. I hope he wins a cup with Edmonton. It's kind of demoralizing to see him just rot his prime in a on a team that has not given him any support. Um, So I hope for his sake that and Draisaitl too that they beat Dallas and go to the final. But you know, Florida is just they're a powerhouse right now. I think they're up 3-0 right now on Carolina. Uh, they're 4-0, 4-0. Yeah, that's it. This series is over already, and we're not even 2 games in. This series is basically over. So. Um, both teams in the West are going to have a tough time trying to deal with this Florida team because they are insane. They're an insane team. So I just hope Edmonton wins. I do not want to see a Dallas Florida Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
I'm tired of these Southern teams in the final. It's really boring. It's really boring as a hockey fan. Seeing American teams keep winning and then Americans saying, "Oh, we're better at you than at hockey," when 70% of the players in the NHL are Canadian. So I just want a Canadian team to win. That's all I hope for at this point as a sad Leaf fan,
Mm,
as a very sad Leaf fan.
Yep. Understood. Understood. Um, what's next? Shall we talk about the Blue Jays?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. I can start here. Um, I thought, yeah. When did we last talk about like what series was it? Um, well, we can talk about the Padres series. Fantastic. Definitely
Yes.
the best series I think this team has played all
Yeah,
year. No
100%.
doubt. No doubt. Only allowed 6 runs in 3 games against one of the better offensive teams in the league.
Yeah.
Um, I bet. Just on a side note, we were talking about this earlier in the week before this series. I think I might have something to do with the Jays sweeping the Padres. I
Oh yeah.
met Jackson Merrill, center fielder of the Padres. Very good player. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. He's an absolute giant too. He's like 6'5" or something. Absolute beast. Really nice guy. Met him at the golf course I work at and I think I like put a little spell on him in the Padres locker room, and I think They might be on a dry spell here, and I think we'll do a little tracking next week. Next week we'll come back to the pod and see how the Padres are doing since I met Jackson Merrill. I think that's the reason why the Jays
Huh.
swept
All right.
the
All right.
Padres. I think I had a little something to do with that there, but uh past the side note, Jays played great. I think they basically did everything we wanted them to do. They scored runs. They had great pitching. Aside from today, it was a little shaky. Towards the end of the game, I thought they were going to win. They took it to extra innings, and then
They
Nathan
still walked it off.
Lucas, yep, who was also who was also at the golf course I worked at the same day with Tyler Heineman,
The Magic
backup
Man.
catcher for the Jays. Um, so maybe that there was a little conflict there at the golf course. Maybe Lucas was maybe Lucas shot a better score than Jackson Merrill and shoved it in his face.
Hmm.
That's how this started. But maybe this is a turning point for the Jays here. Big win in the second game, 14-0. Did not expect that at all from the Jays. 7 runs in the eighth inning.
Yeah.
Bottom third of the game, they just turned it on. What are your thoughts on this series here,
I
Ryan?
am this is a extremely positive series for the
Yeah.
Jays. You got great pitching from starters and relievers against a good team. Like this isn't any fucking this is a team that's not only record-wise, they're a good team, and then on paper with the players that they have are good. So there's no real way you can look around this and be like, okay, it's the Pirates, it's the Marlins, it's the Rockies, whatever. This is a good team that we just swept and caught them at a time where they were struggling offensively and took advantage of that. And that's what you got to do as a team that's trying to compete in the AL East, which is very, very close at this point. Right now we're in second place and we're about 2 games behind a playoff spot, a wild card spot right now, which is good. It's a baby steps, but right now again we're above 500, 25 and 24. There's just so many different things to look at positively. You got Chris Bassett, he was great. Kevin Gosman, who was great, and Bowden Francis, who was okay today. He didn't pitch his best. He had 4 innings, 2 earned runs, but you have the back end guys like Chad Green and Yariel Rodriguez, who were really, really solid for you and did a really, really good job today, shutting the door down and getting it done. Especially in extra innings, you're able to also. What was big for me, which I've seen this team struggle to do, is hit with runners in scoring position in extra innings and the late innings. And they were able to do that against guys like Robert Suarez, Dalton Varsho with a triple, and then Nathan Lucas with the walk-off single to left field. So there's just a lot of different positive things that this team has been doing. And I'm seeing a lot of good things. Addison Barger has been great. Like he has been fucking on fire, just skull fucking the ball right now. Dalton Varsho, who I remember you were out on this guy, leading the team in home runs, man. Half of his hits are home
When
runs.
was I out on
You
Varsho?
were out on Varsho, 100% at
When? What are you talking about?
last year. You were out on him. You're like, I fucking hate Varsho. You said it. I bet you we go back and listen to the podcast.
No. If you go back to the beginning of the year, this year, I was very excited to have him back.
I know, but years before
Yeah,
you
but
were.
last year when he was struggling,
Yeah,
you
man, you
gotta
got
give
to
it
if
to.
you're you.
Last year he was struggling.
Yeah, I know,
Last year
but
he struggled on offensively.
yeah, people
Defensively,
can
he was
struggle
great. He won a
offensively,
Gold
but you got to
Glove.
support your boys, man. You gotta be. You can't just fucking. You can't be like, I
Okay.
fucking can't stand
Yeah,
this guy.
sure,
You got to be held
sure.
accountable. If you're wrong, you're wrong, and that's got to be expressed. And Dalton Varsho's been like our best player besides like Vladdy and Bo probably. That's another guy who's been great. Vladdy, fucking home run. He's hitting 280. I think his average went down a little bit. Not that I really care. He'll have like a 3-hit game tomorrow, and he'll go up again, but he's hitting 280 right now. Bo is hitting obviously 288 right now. And then yeah, like Chris, those two guys are the guys that we need to get this to help this team get going, and it's exciting. Yeah, so hopefully this continues. We got a tough series against the Tampa Bay Rays, who are you just always struggle against them. Luckily, they're not playing in the Trop, so that might be an advantage. I don't know if the
That
game
fucking
is,
place.
huh?
I said that fucking place. That place is gonna rot
It is. It's
in
literally
the
rotting right now.
boonies of fucking Florida.
Yeah, that's another guy. Nathan Lucas has been solid for the Jays. Um, I'll look at the more updated stats. I want to see, uh, just so I can see their exact the team's exact average and how they're playing. So their roster
But
right.
yeah, the Rays are always like in it somehow. Like they're always around 500 recently. Definitely tough series, obviously division team. And then we go to Texas to play the Rangers. I think they're struggling this year. Yeah, they're still 500 like us. That'll probably be another tough series.
Yeah.
But the Jays, I think, should win both these at least. I think they can. And then next week we'll cover the Athletic series, who surprisingly, oh no, they've kind of fallen off. But they're still, you know, only 7 games out of it. They're still kind of there.
Yeah.
But they're surprisingly playing pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Over
They just
exceeding.
have an issue with like bullpen. Like their bullpen fucking sucks. But
Yeah, yeah. I don't really know too much about the Athletics pitching staff, but I'll go with
no,
your.
nobody does.
I don't. I think
Other than
I only
Mason
know
Miller.
about Brett Rooker. That's all I know, and the shitty the announcer who cannot is very enthusiastic. Let's put it that way
Yeah.
of the Athletics. But yeah, I think these two series coming up. I think the Jays should be they should be set. I think they can win both of these.
Yeah. I do
I
too. I
feel I
think
feel
they
co-
have
I mean after this last series against the Padres, they can beat anybody
yeah.
if they're playing like this. You know what I mean?
My other thing, my other gripe, don't want to I don't like talking about it because it sucks, but everybody in the bullpen has been really good. Um, Chad Green, 3.38 ERA. Mason Fluharty, 2.25, sorry. Jimmy Garcia, 3.15. You got Brendan Little, 1.50 ERA. In
Mm.
Y-Rod, Yariel Rodriguez, 3.20 ERA right now. These guys have been dogs. The one guy, Jeff Hoffman, I don't know what is going on.
He had that one bad outing against who is it
He had a
again?
bad outing today. He gave up those two that home run, and it's weird. I don't know. It's just he has these like he goes. It's not like Jordan Romano where it was every outing was fucking shaky. It's like he looks good, and then all of a sudden he'll have these fucking outings where it's like bad. Like it is like, and I don't. It's just the home runs. It's really only the home runs he's given up. It's not like it's. I don't know. Like I don't know what it is, but I'm
He was
not
so
overly
good
worried.
at the beginning of the year, and I had such high expectations of him. Being a big signing in the
So did
off
I. I
season.
still think he looks good though. That's the thing. It's not like he looks shaky. He's throwing upwards 97, locating his spots for the most part. Obviously, there's a couple of pitches that are, not great, but yeah, like and yeah, that's the thing I was thinking about. It's like it's interesting as to see um what had happened. But there's a lot of other guys that are excited like looking on the horizon. Nick Sandlin is hopefully coming back off the IL pretty soon. He's on the 15-day IL, so that's definitely been over 15 days. So he was really good for the Jays. He's got some nasty stuff. The other guy, Ryan Burr, is another guy that is going to be definitely valuable for this team. Um, good guy out of the bullpen with a nasty curveball, and then Eric Swanson's another guy, which I think would be is another valuable asset to this team for sure.
Mhm.
Let me just see. I want to make sure what IL he is on. Eric Swanson, or how long his IL stint is. I think he's on the 60-day IL. However, that goes back to um I want to say like the beginning of this season. So that's over 2 months ago. So it looks like he's slowly ramping back up, which is good. I think again, he's another guy that can still be very valuable for this team. But yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the boys just got to be confident, man. Like they were this series. They just got to keep playing confident, and they can definitely get a playoff spot. Obviously, we're talking very early in the season, but they
Yeah.
keep playing like this. I can't see why they can't make a playoff run playing like this.
Yeah, man.
They
Yep.
look very good. At least they
They
look
do.
very good here.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else we have to add to this?
Well,
To
let's add a little quick prediction here of what we think how we think the Jays will play up until we talk about them next.
bet. Let me think. So they go 2-1. They lost the series what was it, last week or whatever to them. I think this year series they win 2-1.
Both Rays and Rangers.
Oh, we're doing Rangers too. Rangers, I don't 1-2 Rangers.
Okay, so they win one, they lose one. I like that. I think they beat the Rays as well. And then yeah, they lose. They lose to the Rangers. I like that prediction there. I'll stay with that one. All right. Let's go into our top five draft of the week. Let me just quickly check who won last week in our polls. Whoops. Competitive one last week, I think, and I won landslide. I am winning all these on these drafts recently. Um, let's go into our top five here. Top five, we have gone with. I think this is also good for people our age to vote on this list. We're gonna go with top five nostalgic things. So a lot of like Gen Z, well Gen Z, we'll say well not say Gen Z in the list, but like for us nostalgia. So people our age, nostalgic things. Could be music, could be a game, um, could be a toy we played with or things we did. Um, could be a movie that we watched that most people watched when they were younger. Um, so yeah, a lot of different things, very open-ended top five here, but I think a lot of people will will be excited about this one. So I'll go first.
All right.
I think number one, I feel like there's no obvious answer for this, but I think if you ask a person our age or around our age, what they had when they were younger, I think 95% of people had a Nintendo Wii. So I'm gonna go with the Wii at number one, the
Are you
gaming
fucking
console.
with me, bro? Do you have my list?
That is my number one answer.
All right. Fuck. Okay.
I think that's very synonymous with a lot of people our
All right.
age.
Well, then I'll just go
They
with
played the Wii. Even if they didn't play it, they definitely had it in their house.
okay. Well,
100%.
that's fine. I don't care. Um, my number one is you said that this one doesn't count, but this is totally nostalgic for me. I think about this, the memories and just like coming home after school, Christmas break, and coming home to play some good old Fortnite with my friends. I got
Yeah.
number one. Fortnite is such a classic for me. There's just it totally is nostalgic. Think of the music. Just think of those the music that played with that game and the OG skins and just coming home and watching and hanging out with the boys just online. That's like what I did like every Friday night. Like I'd come home from school and we just like we'd come home in like grade 8 and just play Fortnite like all night long. And it was so much fun. And it's part of my childhood. I was still a kid at that time. I'm still 14, like 14, 13 years old, when Fortnite's out. So and that's young.
Fair enough.
That's really young. So like, think about
Yeah,
it. That's fucking 7 years ago, which is actually crazy to think.
yeah. 7 years ago, Fortnite came out. Wow.
I think earlier.
I played that season zero. I played it right when it came out, so I'm an OG for real. Definitely Unk status when they brought back OG Fortnite season one. I was getting destroyed. I'm not gonna lie. All the younger kids are too good at the game. Um, okay, that's a good pick there. Uh, number two, I'm gonna go. Shoot, so many to choose from. You know what? Okay. As a sports fan, I think I have to put this here. One of the best YouTube groups of all time. I'm putting Prime Dude Perfect at number two. Um, me and my buddy Benedict, we used to watch their videos all the time. When we were younger, and we had the blitz ball bats, and we used to play that shit all the time in the backyard. The trick shot challenges, whether it was they literally did every single sport. They brought on like the best pro athletes of each sport, and the world record videos, like all that shit was so nostalgic for me. Um, I still watch them to this day. I think they're, still one of the best content creators out there. Uh, when it comes to entertaining their audience to young kids, and very influential to me as a sports person, and and the enjoyer of watching sports. I thought they were, some of the coolest people ever. So I'm gonna put Dude Perfect to number two for myself.
All right, not a bad choice. All right, then for me at number two, I will do classic TV show every kid has watched. I promise you, every kid has watched, and every kid has some memory of watching this at whether it was daycare, whether for me it was, whether it was at your house after school, at a sleepover in the morning, on a Saturday night, a Saturday morning cartoon. I got SpongeBob fucking SquarePants, man, at number two.
Such a good one.
Incredible show. Everyone
Such a
loves
good
it.
one.
You can't complain about it. There's a couple choices I had. I was either gonna go with SpongeBob, iCarly, or Johnny Test. Those were my choices because those are all very, very nostalgic and important to me. But SpongeBob SquarePants too.
Yeah, great pick there. That was going to be my next one if you didn't take it. Um, okay. Number three, I have a not an object, but like a toy that a lot of people had in their backyards. People go to actually parks for these. Um, as a kid, you thought if you had this, if one of your friends had this in their backyard, you were the coolest person on the street. I'm going with trampolines as number three on my list. Uh, trampoline parks, trampolines in the backyard, um, some good times. Great games you could play on
Trampoline.
it.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think trampolines, I think a lot of people enjoyed those when they were younger.
Hmm.
And like I said, I think, at least my buddy had one. We used to play on it all the time, do stupid games like I don't know if you ever played Wax Museum on the trampoline where it's like,
Yeah.
you can't be. I don't know if you know what Wax Museum is, but
I know what
basically
Wax
it's
Museum
like,
is.
yeah. So like games like that, and I thought trampoline, having a trampoline or being on a trampoline was a lot of fun when I was a kid. So I'm gonna put that at number three.
Bet. All right, cool. Good
That was
choice.
probably, it sounded like you didn't expect that one,
I
or
didn't.
you didn't have
I
that on
didn't
your
at
list.
all.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
my number three pick. You might already have this one. You could. I don't know, but I think this one is a great pick. Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga as a video game. Um, this is literally like my entire childhood is just up late at night, like just trying to complete the level before I have to go to sleep. Um, I just like remember like have my we having parties at like my house like during Christmas time and like five kid like no like 10 kids were just watching me and another one of my buddies just play Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, just yelling at me, go there, no, you're doing it wrong, and like lose like it's just such a fun game. It's so much fun and uh yeah, it was like it was hard too as a kid. Like as a, obviously you're a child, but it just like that challenge about it was so much fun and like getting all the characters, unlocking, getting 100%. It's just so much about it. It was an upward battle, you know? Life was even though it was so much fun, it was still tough. But yeah, number three, Star Wars: Complete Saga.
I think it'd be tough when we're at our age right now. It was a tough game to play. I remember having that on my PS3,
Oh yeah?
Lego Star Wars. I have it on my Switch too now.
Yeah, I
Really
played
fun
it.
game.
Yeah, it's a I can still play it now and still be entertained 100%.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, great pick. Great pick. I don't think you've missed in these top three here. Uh, okay. My next one, I'm going with another game. Um, Everyone played this, but I'm the best ever at this game. Mario Kart.
Oh, okay. Good
Mario
choice.
Kart. Give me dry bones all day. That was my boy. Mario Kart, whether it's the Wii, DS, doesn't matter. Mario Kart. If you had Mario Kart, it was going down. Uh, everyone was joining in. Everyone wanted to play Mario Kart. Everyone had their own character that they wanted to choose. It was great. It's simple. It's you're driving. There's no real like there's obviously skill involved, but it's like you're just driving a map and everyone enjoyed Mario Kart. I can't remember anyone who didn't want to play it. Uh Especially my family. Our Mario Kart was big in our family. Um Me and my sister played it all the time on the Wii. The DS, it was very big on the DS too. So yeah, I like Mario Kart a lot. Probably one of my favorite video games ever. Um, so yeah, give me that number four.
Okay. I know I'm hitting with this one.
Okay.
All right. This is a classic cottage tradition, the Nesquik cereal fun pack at number four.
Oh my God.
Those are like the absolute shit. It comes with Rice Krispies, Fruit Loops, Corn Pops, and Frosted Flakes. That shit was absolutely insane. I remember getting so
Dude.
excited every time my mom's like, "Look what I got." And like that just I just knew right away we're going on some trip. We're going camping. We're going to the cottage. We're going on some trip. So,
Fuck.
I know, bro. I fucking it's a good choice.
That was really good. That was really good. Fuck. I totally forgot about that. I knew I'd forget something. I literally said to you before this when we were thinking about things to put on the list. I knew I'd forget something, and that
Mhm.
was one of them. Fuck. That was really good. Really good choice there. I don't think you've missed. You haven't missed. Oh man. I think you might got me this week.
I don't know, man.
Okay. Okay. Number five for me. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with a challenge that was very popular back in the day. I'm gonna go with the water bottle flip challenge.
All
Uh,
right.
I think it was 2016, one of the best years of all time. A lot of stuff happened that year. Water bottle flipping, uh, pen flipping with no highlighter flipping, marker flipping. That was a really big thing. But I think water bottle flipping, we literally did. I remember this in my grade 7 class. We, our teacher made up a math challenge for us that involved water bottle flipping. That's how popular it was. Um, I'm gonna go with water bottle flip challenge at number 5.
Cool. All right.
You
Um,
didn't like that one. You didn't like that one.
it's all right. All right. This one, okay. You have like a specific one too that's kind of like trampolines. This one I might not hit, but it's something that like only a few might understand, but it's got to be the DVD booklets that you had that were just full of different DVDs, bro. Do you know what I'm talking about? So they're like literally
Explain.
like so it was basically I might even have one right here. Hold.
Okay. All right. He's getting the DVD
Yes.
booklet.
It's literally just these.
Oh my God. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's a really good one. It's
Yeah.
a really good one.
This is like
Yeah,
just
we have loads of those. We have
but
loads of
nobody
those in
does
my
that
basement.
anymore because obviously everything's
No,
but
no, no,
like that
because
was
physical
just
media, it's all gone
I
now.
used to bring those on every trip I went on, or like just like I bring it to my friend's house, just like because if they didn't have DVDs or something like that, because that was such a big thing back in the day. But those little booklets,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah,
gosh,
that's
like
a great list. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep, we have loads of those in the basement. Me and my dad are big DVD collectors. Like it's like,
yeah,
we love our physical media at my house. So yeah, that's a good one. You haven't missed this list, man. I'll be very surprised if you lose this week. Okay. Honorable mention. Honorable mention. Okay. I'm gonna go with another game. Even though I've already picked like Wii and Mario Kart, but I'm gonna go with another game. This is a phone game, actually, on our phone. I'm gonna go with Angry Birds as my honorable
good.
mention.
Okay, yeah, that one's
I'm
not
gonna go with
bad.
Angry Birds, honorable mention. I can't you know, Angry Birds was the shit on, if you had an iPod or the iPad, if you had an iPad when you were a kid, um, or even like on your mom's phone or something, your dad's phone, asked to play Angry Birds for a little bit. Yeah, nothing wrong with a little game of Angry Birds back in the day. Very nostalgic for me. So I'm gonna go with that honorable mention. If I had to pick one game to have on my phone, uh, it would be Angry Birds. That was my choice.
Yeah. Um.
That would be my choice.
Okay, this one is insanely specific, but I know our Canadian folks, maybe it wasn't Canadian too, but get this. But
Okay.
it's got to be uh, the McDonald's Shrek glass cups that they handed out to people back in the day.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
those?
That's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So you
So,
just.
but
So I'll just say the I don't know what like were they weren't glass. They were
they were
plastic.
glass. They were 100%, they were glass. They are
Okay.
glass. I
Okay.
have one.
McDonald's Shrek glass glass cups
Yeah.
glass cups. Interesting. I've never seen these before.
You've never seen those? I'm
No,
surprised.
no, no. I'll put it on the list though. Okay, McDonald's Shrek glass cups. Okay.
These
That
used
is very specific. That is very specific.
Yeah, I used to
I
like
don't I don't remember those at all. I don't remember those at
Okay, well
all.
we have them in my house, but
Okay.
we have a bunch of them, but they were just like I thought it was so funny that
2007.
they were selling glass like cups to customers as like that's like part of the Happy Meal. That's what it's part
Interesting.
of.
Glass cups in a Happy Meal.
Yeah. It's glass. Yeah, I know. And it's crazy, but
Wow. Interesting.
they're big too. They're not like small cups. They're not like shot glasses or anything. Like they're like big.
Hmm.
But yeah, they were.
Apparently they got recalled.
Yeah, it's probably because they're
It makes
fucking
sense because
glass.
they were glass. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, that's a horrible toy to give to children.
Yeah,
Is a glass.
but yeah, we still
Interesting.
have them, and they're like Yeah, I totally. They're just again part of my child. I remember getting them,
Hmm.
part of my childhood, and I have buddies that have them too. And they're like a super
Okay.
just niche, weird thing. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that is definitely niche. Um, okay.
yeah, I have
I
a
think this is a
couple.
great one.
Yeah, what was it?
This, no, no, no. I was just saying this is a great one. I have other things on here. Nerf
Yeah, let's
guns.
hear. Let's hear.
I had Nerf guns on here on my list. I had the mannequin challenge. I don't know if you remember the mannequin challenge. That
Yes,
was
I
another
remember the
good one.
mannequin. Black
I think
Beetle.
building forts, whether it's in your backyard or in your basement, like building forts with like blankets and pillows and shit. Um, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I already mentioned that to you earlier. Captain Underpants is also very big. I like a big book and like a easy book to read when you
Big
were a
Nate.
child. It had like the Fliporama was really cool. I had iCarly as well. I had the DS, Nintendo DS. That was very big. I had Vine.
I have like
Vine was really
mine
big.
are super specific. I have the OG Cineplex intro where it was like where you know
What
it
the
though,
fuck?
bro. You know it. Like you know it where it's like it's the planes going up developing. They're like it starts off like the just a little like fucking what are they? The Wright brothers, and then it goes up to like the spaceship, and it's you know it. If just watch it, you'll know it, bro.
OG Cineplex intro.
And then it goes, meow. It's like bass boosted.
100 years of movies.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Let me watch this. Other things I had on my list while I wait for the ad. Smosh, another big
Yep,
YouTube channel that I loved. Adventure Time,
classic.
and I probably should have put this on my list, but I had Minecraft as well.
Yeah, that's a good one. My other ones were the Scooby-Doo fruit snacks. Um, those are OGs. Kool-Aid Jammers, another one
Oh,
that I
yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes,
yeah.
okay.
You can also do like the THX.
This doesn't feel nostalgic though.
It does to me. I just it every time I get
Okay.
all nervous and excited going to the movies. But the THX
Okay.
intro, like to like
Yeah,
voice
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a
like
good
all
one.
the yeah, that's
That
classic.
shit used to scare the fuck out of me as a child. I can't lie. Just the
There,
loud, like the
yeah,
sounds in
there's
that.
even like you could even just do like the Disney like DVD intro where it's like the
Fast play.
magic of Disney
Yep.
lies within
Oh,
your
that's so
hearts.
good. That's so good. Yeah, I remember in high school we did a Disney episode for our Rock TV. Rock TV episodes, if you know, you know. If anyone's listening from St. Rock, they know Rock TV. We did Disney episode, and one of my things for one of the segments was I had to do the voiceover for that commercial or that
Mm.
promo, I guess it's called a
Yeah,
promo.
it's like a
Uh
promo for just Disney.
yeah, yeah. So I did like the voiceover for that. That was really I love that. That's a great one.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else could be nostalgic. Like, is there any books that I read as a kid like you read as a
Well, Harry
kid?
Potter is not really it's not really nostalgic for our
Not for
era, I
me.
want to think.
I wouldn't say for me it's
I read it as a kid. Um, but no, not really nostalgic for me.
there's a lot of like I would say even the movie like Spider-Man, like Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 are insanely nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Like those are just
Iron Man 2 is probably the most nostalgic movie for me because I saw it, I think, at least 5 times in the theater.
yeah.
I still to this day think it's the most underrated, not talked about enough movie in the MCU.
Yeah,
Just
all right.
so badass. I think I might watch it again tonight. That's how good it is. I can't I just the Tony Stark is just such a badass in that movie. Literally like goes on an F1 track, steals the car from the guy who's supposed to be driving it,
Nervous.
and then
Suck my
gets
dick.
fucked up by this Russian guy, and then he has his Iron Man suit is in a suitcase, and he opens that shit up, Yeah, it's so cool. Love that movie.
Um, the
Uh,
Oreo cakesters I had as a kid. I remember those used,
really? I've never had
or
those.
the Oreo straws, like the discontinued like straws. Did you ever have
What are
those?
you talking about? Oreo straws.
They're like, yeah, they're like,
I never had these. I never had these.
hmm, yeah, or like,
Sippers. Oreo
yeah,
sippers?
they were
Oh,
good.
okay.
They were really
I
good.
don't remember.
No, they're called Fun Sticks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's probably the Canadian version.
yeah. All right. Well, it's a good list. We got that was actually a lot of fun. I like that list. It's good to go
Yeah, and a
back.
solid. Yeah, that was a fun top five to
Very
do.
sad.
A lot of things. We definitely missed a few things. In the Instagram post, comment down below what you would put on your list.
Mhm.
A lot of different things going on
Yeah.
in this era. But you want to end it off here? Anything else to say?
Thank you guys so much for listening. As always, it was a tough end to the week, especially on Sunday. It kind of ruined to tell you the truth, kind of ruined my long weekend because I was just like, nobody wanted to do anything after that Leafs loss. Like nobody wanted to like go out or
Oh,
anything.
my long weekend was fantastic. I had a
Yeah,
great
mine
long weekend.
wasn't.
Oh,
So yeah, that sucked. But anyway, go Jays, go. It's a great, you end with one team and start off with another. Now it's time to focus on the Jays, more time for them. And they've been great. Fucking
yep,
series sweep. Can't complain. Cannot complain at all.
yep.
Go Jays, go.
All I'm gonna say is after that Leafs win, I'm just looking even more forward to the Bills in September, baby. It's gonna be a lot of fun this year. Very excited for that.
They're actually a
And
team
I heard
that
I heard the Bills potentially could have red helmets coming back. Old school Bills jerseys. I'm
that way they can
very
lose three Super
oh
Bowls in a row, just like they did back in the day.
four. It was
Four.
four. But I probably shouldn't have mentioned that. Makes me sad. Even live during those days, but
No, yeah.
still people bring it up and it makes me mad. But
People don't
anyways,
forget. Yeah, just like that.
go Bills, go Jays, go Leafs,
Have a good
baby.
week. Cheers.